Is there evidence to support your claim?
Well, I think sometimes the media takes statements out of context. I sat on that committee as a member of the Appropriation Committee.
Okay.
And the way the Senate works, every subcommittee submits its report to the Committee on Appropriation. And then we ask questions and they answer. And one of the complaints of the chairman of the Committee on Solid Minerals was that here is a sector where he measured particular nationalities who are not Nigerians, how these foreigners come in and cut away gold and other precious metals and solid minerals. And he gave an estimate as to what he thought we can earn as a nation. Yet another senator also said that, ironically, this is another statement in its own right. He said, ironically, Nigeria was searching for more solid minerals when they stumbled by accident to the liquid gold, the crude oil. So the objective was solid minerals, and then they found crude oil. And that, what an irony of it, that at the end of the day, today our mainstay is crude oil, and we are not making money from solid minerals. And they lament the way foreigners are coming to cut away these minerals. And so they were asking for more money for certain agency to ensure that we develop our solid minerals
sector.
And the kind of resources we believe we can earn that might even be much more than we are earning from oil. And so there are a couple of countries that rely exclusively on solid minerals even within the African continent. And I then reply that it is not that money is not being made from solid minerals. It is absolutely impossible for anyone, particularly foreigners far away outside the African continent, coming to Nigeria, locating a site, not be geologists, and they go straight to where they can find particular solid minerals, and they start mining it, and they take it away. So it may be correct to say government is not able to harvest, or to, harvest what accrues from solid mineral exploration. And that the illegality is being done, and people know who are behind it. I then give an example of myself. And one correction that must be made, and this is not fair on the part of those who report. At no time did I say retired generals. I have many friends who are retired and who are suffering, who can't change batteries in their car. They retire as pure military officers. They never did any quartermaster job. They never had any political exposure. Even the days of military rule. So it would be, as a matter of fact, not correct to suggest to anyone that all retired generals are involved in able to say so. That would border on reckless, sweepy generalization. That is not what I said. I said the problem is that some, and I still believe it to be so, I know it to be so. I said some retired generals are involved. And somehow we are not deploying the same force as a nation that we deploy to protect our
oil in the Niger Delta.
Our oil in Niger Delta. And I said, a retired general who I had the honor of appointing and who graciously accepted to serve as a returning officer in a primary election when I was national chairman of APC. In his report back to me as chairman, after presenting the report of the primary, he said, Adams, you are worried about the primaries, but what he has seen is far more serious than that. And that the banditry that is evolving, there was no use of the word banditry then, that those kidnappers, in the first instance, are in the services of very powerful, in his own word, powerful, some powerful retired generals. And they use chopper. This was a retired general telling me to the illegal site as they take the mined gold and whatever is it that they are mining, they to civilians who have been trained on the use of those weapons to provide protection for the illegal mining activity. He added that sometimes, of course, they offer that protection, but some other time they divert these arms, send citizens, or sometimes, and I then said to him, there is no way I can comprehend
what he was
the
saying.
story because I have no military training or security training. And I pleaded with him to do a summary, not more than 2, maximum 3 pages, that I will submit as chairman of the ruling party at that time. I will submit to the president, who incidentally is a retired general before becoming the president of Nigeria. So he will understand the issues clearer, and advise him, put your phone number so that the president can call you if he so wish, and you can give him this detailed security dimension. Because he warned me that if that thing is not checkmated, what is happening in the Northeast will be a child's play. And he told me this gold run from that area all the way to Kaduna, all the way to the southwest, by the way, up to Oshu State and elsewhere. I also know in my part of the state, there are solid minerals.
So what did the president
and so on. And so I took this letter, as I promised him, because I saw a patriotic officer, though retired, but not tired of his loyalty to Nigeria is not weakened. And I gave it to the then president, Buhari, and I said so. And I said, sir, go through it. It is self-explanatory. My advice, I can only advise the president. My advice is that you can call him and he can give you more graphic details of what he saw and what he knows, and his fears about what will happen if this is not nipped in the bud. And so I said, when we lament, as the committee was doing, that we are not exploiting our solid, that is not true. It is being exploited, but it's being done on a large scale illegally.
Yeah,
I stand by that.
Good.
I know it to be the truth, because the general has no business flattering me.
Good.
And I also know that at some other level, there are pockets of everybody talking about sub-nationalities coming to do illegal mining. They are cutting away this kind of. Can you, just like I argued when I was in the NSC, when NPC used to talk about smuggling, and I said, if something of such volume, how can it be smuggled out and nobody sees it?
Yeah.
So you can't have that scale of illegal activity, right, without men and women of power
and
providing
resources.
Cover.
Yeah. No, but
and resources.
what
I said in that state statement in the Senate, I said, can you imagine who can afford a chopper? And it's not every chopper that can carry out that kind of activity. It cannot be a civilian chopper. A chopper that can go irregularly to carry arms, drop, mine the item, whether they are gold, take them out to a location where they prepare them, and they pass through our borders.
Yeah, but what you have said, Senator, is not different from what was reported.
No,
some
what I don't like is the word, is the attempt, like when I heard you here saying, retired generals. That's not fair.
Some, we're talking about some, yeah.
That's the correct word to say.
Yeah, some generals.
But also, this is not to limit it
to some generals.
To some generals.
Well, fine, but the point...
Perhaps the more appropriate word, because I limited to it because of what that general told me.
Yeah.
And he
understand.
He mentioned to me that some retired generals, very powerful people were connected, were involved in it.
Yeah.
But I also believe that there are other non-generals
there will be
powerful, who who are also providing
Engaged.
cover
Yes.
for these foreigners. I mean, let me ask you, you think it's so possible
No.
for something that is so widespread to be taking place and
that's why you
everybody
raised,
lament it,
and
except those who should deal with it?
And that's why you raised the issue.
That's right.
Currently, I mean, you talked about the former president. We're not talking about
I was being specific because I did.
Yeah.
On oath, I can swear I did. I know we call it Baba Mengeskia.
Yeah, but when you...
he knows I gave it to him.
Yeah, but when you talked about the fact that when you discussed this issue, weren't you talking